Index card day 15. So if you remember card number 14, I had cut out some circles. Right there it is from the Collage Collective pattern paper from Dina Wakley. And I wanted to use those little circle strips because you know my Dina Wakley is precious and none of it can go to waste. Not even the little scraps. So I had this index card that I was just putting excess paint on. And it also has a little bit of circle, like dry embossing in the background. And I'm just going to take some white paint and a very stiff bristled paintbrush and kind of add a veil of that white paint over top. Not enough to completely cover it, but to just kind of tone it down a little bit and push it into the background. And I'm going to set my little circles around, kind of trying to get an idea of my composition before I work more on the background, but I wasn't really committed to it at that point. So I'm going to add a little bit more color here. I have Turquoise by Dina Wakley. I'm going to add a little bit of Lime, and I'm just adding a real little bit just to get little touches of color here and there. I'm also going to add some eggplant through this stencil by Tim Holtz. I think it's called Cargo. And I just use a cheapy makeup sponge to apply the paint through the stencil there. I wasn't crazy about how that looked though. So I'm first going to add some splatters of turquoise. And then as I'm like kind of working out my composition, well, before that, I thought I would add some of this ledger paper from my ledger paper packs that I sell on Etsy. But I really wasn't feeling the eggplant, so I'm going to try to push that back a little bit and tone it down by adding some white paint. I don't want to completely cover it up, but I do want to tone it down a bit. And a lot of times I often get asked, people ask me why I add things if I'm just going to cover them up. And the short answer is that I don't know that I'm going to cover them up because when I put something down, I don't really know where the process is going to take me, if that makes sense. So I don't know that I'm going to cover it up. It's just kind of how things go. You know, once you add something else. Does it look good? No. Add something else. And a lot of times all those layers really do add to the final piece. Like even though you can't see everything, you can see some of it. And it's just basically part of the process. So I thought I was going to add this tag. It's I also cut it out from the Collage Collective paper pack, and I cut it into a tag shape, and then I stitched it around with my sewing machine. And then I also added a double line of stitching to my card with my sewing machine, but I really wasn't feeling it. So I grabbed this stamp by Dina Wakley, and her shirt is kind of like a turquoise color, so it matches like the splatters I added. I'm gonna put some of this ledger paper behind her because the ledger paper kind of acts as like a neutral and like a ground to kind of rein in some of that chaos. So you know, there's a lot of different colors going on in the background, and then I'm gonna add that circle cutout. So the ledger paper really helps to kind of like rein in all those colors and the chaos, which is a tip I got from Dina Wakley. So I'm just going to glue everything down. I have 2 circles of the ledger paper and one of those cutouts from the Collage Collective. I'm going to stick my chick on top there, and I'm going to add a word quote. This is the Tim Holtz Chit Chat or Small Talk. I can never remember which is which. And I'm going to try to get my words perfect because it matters. And then that's it for my card today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye, guys.